Next program in our control system lab is about by using of a software instead of a kit. We'll be using of some of the programs by using of the software. That is about by using of the MATLAB, where your DSP programs you are executing. In the same way, we'll be executing our control system program also. In that, the first program will first experiment is of time response. In the aim of the experiment is going to be draw the time response plot for the closed loop transfer function for the underdamped, critically damped, and overdamped condition. In the previous experiment also we learned about what you mean by in which way the critically overdamped, underdamped, the conditions, how it is going to be taken in a by using of the kit. That experiment is going to be experimented. By using of the software also we can do the of the same experiment again. But what are the actual theory behind this? Just we glance over though. In a control system, we started with a block diagram, how we are input and output response we will be getting, and also how the what are the reduction factors are coming across. These all things we learn. Then about what are the some of the problems based on our reduction technique of our block diagram technique methods, and from this we got what is our transfer function. That is in terms of a equation way. That is y of s to r of s. This is what we taken. Next, the same procedure will be continuing, and next we will be going for a transient response with the specifications. In this case, this is a figure of a transient response specifications. In this, we will be learning about what is our delay time, rise time, peak time, maximum overshoot, and settling time (TS). Will be you'll be learning a theory in your regular classes. What you mean by delay time, rise time? The delay time is going to be the time needed to be for the response that reaches the half of the final value of its first time, and rise time where the response it is going to be rising from 10% to the 90%. In the same, it's going to be next to peak time is nothing but the time required a response to reach the first peak of the overshoot. Then maximum overshoot, how much the that is represented as MT is the maximum peak value of the response curve that measures the C infinity. That's about maximum overshoot. Then settling time is the time required to response curve to reach and stay within 2% of its final value. We can take 5% or else 2%. It depends. This is what the diagram it's going to be. In this time, what it's taken, it's TD. Then delay time, rise time is of TR, peak time is of TP. Observe here, it is reaching the peak value here. Then maximum overshoot is of this MP. Then about settling time, here it is of settling time where it is going to be settling towards 2% or else 5% of the signal what we are going to be transmitting. Then I'm just going to be what are the equations for each and every specifications. If I just go through, then our delay time equation is going to be TD is going to be 1 plus 0.7 zeta divided by omega n, and the rise time is going to be TR, that is pi minus beta divided by omega d. Then our peak time is going to be TP is equal to pi by omega d or else pi by omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square. Then maximum overshoot MP is going to be e raised to minus pi zeta divided by square root of 1 minus zeta square into 100%. So things and about a settling time is going to be TS is going to be 4 divided by zeta omega n. For a 2% criteria, when I'm going for 5%, it is 3 divided by zeta into omega n. Okay, this is all about the equations. Based on these equations, what it will be reading the by using of some hardware part, what's the values we got, the same values you will be getting the software. Even I'm going to representing the any of the system by using of the software, it will be reducing the cost of the hardware part. We can plan how the design of our system can be run by using of the software. It's just giving a plan over how designing part of any of the hardware system. In such applications, our software will be playing a very crucial role. So we'll be preferring instead of going for designing directly in hardware part, we'll be preferring we should execute the same design by using of the software, and then implementation in the hardware part we'll be doing of that. Same thing. Now the same what we taken now about our second order system with the different time specification functions. Now if I go with the same theory and same formulas are taken here, what is the program is going for? Before I start with the program in a MATLAB, just we go with how in a MATLAB it is going to be. Our MATLAB, it's a MATLAB. Your coding will be, we can start. Like in a system, if you downloaded a small icon will be there about your MATLAB. You have to double click on that. Then you'll be getting the window like this. In this window, when you opened, you'll be getting of a command window. This is what here it is showing. It is of a command window. Here workplace, command history, it will be coming. Then function categories, which function you are going to be doing, whether you can do the our commanding window, you can do any of the function like your maths you can do, you can execute any of the program. But what is the disadvantage of using of command window is of whatever the program will be executing, it is not going to be saved. That's what the main disadvantage. To save your program, whatever you done, we are going to be using of a editor window where here file will be there. You have to go with the file and new, or else you can click on this icon, then you'll be getting directly a new file. Okay, you have to write the program here. This we call as a editor window. Then what is the folders are going to be, those will be displaying here. And in the file editor window, you have to type the program here. Then we have to save the program by using of this icon. Then after saving, you should remember that your whatever the file you are going to be saving, it should be .m extension. Then only if you are giving any of the name, just name .m, then your file will be saving. Then what you have to do after saving, just click write the program here. Then again save. Then go for click of run button. Then what's the program you written? It will be displaying in a command window. You have to click on command window. Then you have to see what are the result of what's the program you've written there. That will be displaying here in the command window. Program should be written in the editor window. Then command in the command window, you'll be getting the result. If it is having a graph, directly graph also is going to be displaying. This is about how a MATLAB will be working. We now will go with the programming part about our time response. The same theory here is explained. First, you have to clear whichever the function it is already there by using of 3 commands, that is CLC, clear all, or close all. Next, what is the second order equation here? It's going to be, we already learned about k omega n square divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega n s plus omega n square. Based on this equation, we are writing the program. Omega n is the natural frequency. That is omega n, you have to take. Omega n is going to be input. That is the input for us. Then you can write here as by using of the braces with a single quote. Then it will be taking the whichever the values you are entering in the command window, that value is going to be assigned to the omega n. Enter the natural frequency. You have to give the natural frequency here. Next, D. D is nothing but our zeta. What it is taken in this equation. The zeta is going to be in the special function. We will not be having in the system about any zeta function, but we can take any variable here. For that reason, here it is taken as D. That is going to be, that's also input. Input, enter the damping ratio. That is zeta is nothing but our damping ratio. Next, what is our equation is consisting of the numerator part and also of the denominator part. Now we'll be going for telling about what is the numerator it is consisting of. The numerator part, it is consisting of, just you observe here, omega n square. Omega n we already defined. For that reason, omega n, this is a star mark. This is the multiplication we'll be doing. Omega n star omega n. This is the multiplication operation in our MATLAB. Okay, and normally we'll be going to use of a cross, but here you have to use the star. Then what is the denominator? That is taken as DN. That is going to be equals to, observe here, first what is the coefficient of S square is of 1. The coefficient value means constant value, what it is consisting of. The first two is taken as S square. S square is of 1 coefficient. Next, for in this case, it is of 2 zeta omega n. So 2 d, instead of zeta here it is taken as d omega n. Then last is said is of omega n square. That is omega n into omega n. How it is differentiating? After giving first coefficient value, you have to give a space. Then it will be taking only of this part. If you are continuously writing, it will not take the value. It will be combining whole. For that reason, after one space, then 2 d into w omega n, then space again omega n into omega n. That is for the denominator part. Next, what is this equation we are telling? It is of a transfer function. In the MATLAB, we will be going to using of a transfer function. That is h is going to be TF, transfer function of numerator to the denominator. Then close your braces and semicolon. Then step response, it's going to be by using step response. This operation will be done by using the function is taken as STEP, that is step response of H. For the reason, step of H, you will be getting after writing the program in your editor window. Type your program, save your program by using of .m extension, then go for run in there by using of this, by using of the run button. Then you will be getting the command. There we have to enter your omega n value, natural frequency, and also of the damping ratio. Then based on that, you have to again run for that. Then you'll be just enter, instead of running, just enter there. You'll be getting the value of representing what is our transfer function and what is the step response of that by using of the graph. The graph will be displaying like this. Each graph will be displaying as you giving the values for damping ratio. When you given as damping ratio as 4, you'll be getting the only of this part it will be displaying. It's not displaying the whole. Okay, one after the other, it will be displaying. Then eta is given as 2. This line will be displaying. Then 1, it will be displaying like this. When you give 0.5, a blue color line, then 0.2, or else if you give 0.1, like this, based on our damping ratio, how much you are going to be changing, that is how much you are going to be giving the damping ratio. Based on that, our unit step response is going to be displaying. This is about a step response, a simple program. These all things you'll be learning about in the theory class about how each of the equations will be getting of peak overshoot, maximum overshoot, those all. Then after getting this graph, what you have to do in the MATLAB, just click on the peak value here. If you click here, you'll be getting what is the peak value. What is the settling time? If you just click on there, you'll be getting then what is our maximum overshoot. The each and every information you can get from the by using of the MATLAB. This is one program about our time response.